digital hoarders. We have content saved and scattered across multiple devices, multiple online storage platforms, and more. The worst part is when our content is scattered everywhere, it makes it really difficult to find, especially when we're looking for it. And what's even worse is that as content creators, we often reinvent the wheel by recreating content we already have that we have forgotten about because it's buried deep within all of our digital assets. Hey, Amplifier, I'm Young Pratt, the Chief Content Goldminer and podcast host here at Amplify Your Awesome. At Amplify Your Awesome, we help content creators just like you to organize all your awesome content. We help you to systematize it so you can put things on autopilot and create less content and leverage the content you already have. Plus, we help you to monetize all of your beautiful content. Today, I'm going to share with you my secret Content A.T.M framework to help you ditch the digital chaos and to help you centralize all of your content in one central location. We're going to talk about the benefits of doing so, and I'm going to uncover my Content A.T.M framework for you. If you are joining me on YouTube, I invite you to hit that subscribe button and that little bell so that you're notified anytime we have a new video released. And if you're on any of the other platforms, let me know you're here. Say hello so I can give you a little shout out while we dive into my Content A.T.M framework today. Let's start at the beginning and talk about the benefits of centralizing your beautiful content. As content creators, we love to create content, and it's easy for us to continually create and create and create. Yet often so many of us forget about what we've created previously. So today's framework is really going to help us get a handle on that so that you can see all of your beautiful content in one central location. And at the end, I'm going to share with you a tool for making this process really super simple. I've taken one of the tools I share with my private clients. I've really simplified it to its most basic elements to help you with this process. Now, as you're watching this video, and if you have any takeaways, anything that is an aha, I want you to go ahead and pop the word gold down below. Say gold and let me know what your biggest takeaway is, because the reason I come here and share with you is to help you in your businesses, to help make things more simplistic, because it's really super easy to overcomplicate things that can be really quite simple. And if you are knowing someone who would benefit from hearing today's topic about the Content A.T.M and what that framework looks like and simplifying and centralizing content, I ask you to sprinkle this across all of your social channels, whether you have an email list, just sprinkle it out there, spread the goodness. The more, the merrier, of course. And if you are interested in getting the show notes and the tool, the spreadsheet that I'm going to share with you today, pop the word ATM underneath this video, and I will reach out to you personally and get that sent over to you. All right, are you ready to dive in? Let me pull up my notes here so I can keep on track and I can make sure I get all the information out to you that I promised I'd share with you today. Okay, so there are many benefits to storing and centralizing all of our content in a single location. There's an old saying about not putting all your eggs in one basket. And I have to say, when it comes to your content, having your eggs in multiple baskets everywhere makes it really hard to get a handle on it. So this is the one time I think that having all your eggs in one basket is a good thing, because it allows you to really be able to get a grasp on all the beautiful content you have created. If you're a blogger, if you're a podcaster, if you're a video creator, if you're an author, a course creator, there's a lot of content that you've created that we need to centralize so that we can really tap into and leverage your beautiful content. So, when it comes to the benefits, I've kind of narrowed them down into three main topics. Can you guess what they are? It is my Content A.T.M framework. So, let's start up at the beginning. The first part of the Content A.T.M framework is access. Now, a few weeks ago, many people were surprised and in awe about a really big outage on one of the major platforms. Actually, I guess three platforms technically. We weren't able to access groups or pages or do a lot of what we normally do on that platform. And that was a big deal for lots of people. And when we come to access, being able to access your content in a place that you own is becoming increasingly more important. I live in a small town and I see a lot of business owners with no websites, with no way to contact them other than a phone number, maybe on their Yelp listing, or their main point of contact is their social media. Social media is an awesome tool. I'm able to come to you live on multiple platforms because it is an important piece of my business. However, it is not my entire business. So having access to your content anytime you need it is of utmost importance. Most of us, not most of us, I would say a lot of people do use quote unquote borrowed spaces to run their businesses. And it kind of scares me to think that so many business owners out there are relying on these platforms. And yes, they are amazing. Yes, they can do awesome things for us. Yes, they are convenient and they're easy for us to connect with the people we want to serve. However, if that's the only place you're putting your information, then that is no bueno. So your content you create belongs to you. It needs to be in a place that you own. If you have cloud storage that you purchase, that is your space. If you have an external hard drive and you store everything there, that is your space. There's so many ways to store all of our content in one central location. Most of us don't do it because it takes a couple extra steps each time we create something in order for us to access that. So that is the A in the Content A.T.M framework. For me personally, the easiest way to store all of my content is using a platform like Google Drive. It makes it really, really easy to share with my team. It makes it easy for me to share the spreadsheet I want to share with you today. If you would like a copy of it, because it's cloud based, I can access it from anywhere that I have an internet connection. I don't have to be tied to a particular device in order to access my content. I remember back in the day when everything was stored on the hard drive. And while I had heard people say, make a backup, get an external hard drive, did I listen? Nope. What happened to all my awesome content? Well, I was able to retrieve some of it, but a lot of it just got lost because I didn't take the necessary steps to make sure I always had access to a secure location for all my awesome content. So that is the A for the Content A.T.M. Next, we have the T, and T is for time. Time is one of our most valuable resources. And if we are constantly wasting time searching for content we know we have and then not being able to find it, or wasting time recreating content we already have, that's not serving us or our business or our clients very well. We want to be really stingy with our time as far as having to waste it doing things that really we don't need to be doing. So having this system in place, this Content A.T.M framework in place, is going to help you save a lot of time. When I was prepping for this video, I had not followed my own advice and went to create some content. And then I went to go look at my spreadsheet and found that I had multiple pieces about this same topic or about bits and pieces of this topic. So now I can see in one location that I have multiple assets, multiple pieces of content that I can share on multiple platforms and in multiple different ways. And so, if you're looking to save time in your business, which I really hope that you do, we're all busy. We all wear multiple hats as content creators, as experts, as entrepreneurs. If we can shave off some time by making sure that we are not spending time looking for things or recreating things or having our teams do that, that is going to be a game changer. When I implemented this in my business back when I had my performing arts studio business, my brick and mortar, it changed everything because I had multiple people creating multiple things. So, in order for us to stay on the same page, it was crucial that we all put all of our content in one location so that we could all access it. We could all help edit the things. It just made it really, really efficient to run the business using this framework. And I do have to share with you that when I share with my private one on one clients this process, this spreadsheet where I have them really compile all of their content into one singular location without fail, they cry. It's a really emotional process to go through and compile all of your content, whether you're a blogger, a video creator, podcaster, course creator, whatever it is that you're creating in your business, seeing it all in one location is hugely empowering. When you see your body of work in one location, it's almost overwhelming because we often forget as content creators how much, how many amazing pieces of content we've created. So when my clients see this all in one location and we start to dive in, they are just overjoyed. And the emotions usually run really, really high because they just didn't realize how much awesome content they had. So, this process of saving time is going to be really essential for you. I will admit that in the beginning, when you implement this framework into your business, it will take a bit of time to go find everything from all the different platforms where we've hidden things and compile it in one location. However, it's kind of a lesson in slowing down to speed up. Once we see it all in one location, we're then able to save time day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year. And even saving 1% more time every day compounded over time is a lot of time we could put in our back pockets to use for other things like the things we enjoy, our hobbies, our families, our passions. Those are the things that we strive for as business owners to attain. And by saving time and front loading this framework into your business, the time savings is going to be huge. And of course, that brings us to the M. And this is one of the most important and really exciting pieces of this framework: money. So imagine if your staff took 2 hours per week searching for things that they knew you had created. Or you are a solopreneur perhaps, and you're taking 2 or 3 hours a week going to find things to see what you've already created. And you're just spending needless time there. Time does equal money, especially if you're paying someone to go do these things for you and they have to keep repeating this process of playing hide and seek. Basically, you're putting things out there that are hiding and they're going to seek for them. It's costing you a lot of money to do that. And I know for so many entrepreneurs, money is a resource that we want to make sure that we preserve and use for the right things. So rather than wasting money on having your employees or your contractors or yourself go play hide and seek, wouldn't it just be easier if you were able to just have all your content in a central location? And speaking of money, One of the coolest things, most empowering, most enlightening things my clients share with me when they go through this process and they put all of their eggs in this one central basket, in this spreadsheet that I'm going to share with you in a few minutes, how you can get a copy of. When they do this, all of a sudden, they can start to connect the dots. They say, they see, and they can say, oh my gosh, I have all of these resources. I have these 5 blog posts. I can turn them into a mini course. I can make them as a bonus for another course. I can turn it into an ebook. Now, this was the exact same process that I personally used way back in 2016 when I wanted to publish a book. I had always dreamed of being an author. And when I thought about being an author and what that might look like, my vision for that was spending hours and months and years locked away in some cold, dark room, staring at my computer screen while the cursor is blinking and mocking me to create this book. When I had the idea of taking a series of blog posts that I had previously created and that were on my podcast, when I decided to pull them all together, and then I brought on an editor, and she helped me to craft an intro and some connecting pieces to really tie the book together, and of course, a nice conclusion. She helped me do this process, but it was all the content I had already created. Talk about saving time. I had already done the work. I literally went from idea to published book in less than 30 days because I used content, my own body of work. I wasn't taking someone else's work. I was taking what I had written, what I had researched, and put it all together in a book format versus it only living on my podcast or only living on my website. It was now a book. People could hold it and touch it. They could use their e readers to access the information. So when my clients go through this process and they start to see the possibilities in their amazing content and all the things they can do to monetize it, it is so, so, so powering because they get excited about business again. They get excited about their content because I know as a content creator, sometimes we get to the place where we feel like we've created it all. And what else do we create? What if we could just tap into the content we already have, your content goldmine? And using this content ATM framework, you can start to see the possibilities that exist in your content. This is the most exciting part for my clients is to be able to see this and realize how much amazing work they have and how it can be used to help other people in so many different ways. So, my friends, we're coming up to the end of this video, and I do want you to let me know below. Type the word gold and let me know your biggest takeaways. What are the big nuggets you can take away from this video today and implement? Is it thinking about how you can gain access to all your content all the time? Is it about saving time in your business for yourself or for your staff? Is it about making money and saving money by not having people and yourself go play hide and seek? Let me know what that is below. And that brings me to the end of today's conversation and my secret Content ATM framework. Before I wrap up, I do want to do a quick recap for those of you who may be joining at the very last part of this video. So let's talk about this quick recap. We're all digital hoarders. We have content scattered across multiple devices and multiple online locations, and it's often difficult for us to find what we are looking for. What's even worse is that sometimes we reinvent the wheel by recreating content we already have, but have forgotten about because it's buried so deep within our multiple locations of hoarding. So today, I'm going to share with you my Content ATM framework. And we're going to talk about how having all of your content in one place that you can access is going to save you time, it's going to save you money, and also help you to make more money. If you'd like access to today's show notes where I break all these pieces down and you want access to the simple spreadsheet that I have only previously shared with my private one on one clients, I want you to pop the word ATM down below. When you do that, I will personally reach out to you and let you know how you can grab a copy of this ATM framework for yourself. It's a simple Google Drive spreadsheet that I've been using and modifying for years now. And I'm giving you the very simplified version so that you can, at the core, get all of your content in one central location. Okay, my friends, that wraps up today's video. Let me know your biggest takeaways, request the spreadsheet and the show notes from today by popping the word ATM down below. And my friends, I will catch you on the next episode. As you go out there today, remember to amplify more of what makes you oh so awesome. Cheers.